Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing my top 10 figures of 2022. I know this might sound weird because most of you will be in 2023 by the time this is uploaded. So, let's go into the honorable mentions before I start off with the list. So, honorable mentions we have got from Greatest Hits Series 1, Bam Bam Bigelow. Amazing figure. Love the head scan, love the gauntlets. Everything's great about this figure, just not great enough to get on to our list today. No, we've got 5 great honourable mentions, by the way. So these all could have been swapped out from number 9 or number 8, but I've decided to go with those two for number 8. So, honourable mention number 2, Mr. Brody Lee from Unwrapped Series 3. I still have the same opinions that I did about this figure when it first came out. I think the arm should have been a little bit bigger. But that's only me. Everything else about the figure is great. Articulation-wise, great. Head, great. Did come with the TNT title, but that's for you check out the reviews on all of these figures, except for a few in the actual top 5 when those come out. So, just hypes for those videos as well. AAW Unmatched Series 2 Sting. For me, this figure does count towards this year. Quick go through as well. I'd like the figure. I just wish it had a bit more chest crunch on it. So, to qualify for my list for this year, you would have had to been from Elite Series 91 to 97. And AEW Unmatched 2, 3, and 4. And AEW Unrivaled Series 8 and 9. So, another honorable mention is Nash Carter from Elite Series 94. Feels great, an amazing likeness, amazing tattoo work. Just enough for me to would have been on the list if maybe came with the NXT tag title. Something like that. Maybe just something a bit more. Maybe next to Head. Maybe a Screaming Head would have been perfect. And the final honourable mention for my list is the British Bulldogs Collector's Edition from Elite Series 94. Because of the flag on the background set, it's just an amazing fig, but just not enough to make the list tonight. Today, I should say. So, let's get started on the list with number 10 from AEW Unmatched Series 3, John Silver. An amazing figure, amazing articulation on it, amazing ab crunch, amazing movement. Everything's great about this figure. Nice interchangeable head. I've chosen to skip the Screaming Head, the happy-go-lucky John Silver head, and the Dark Order arms. Dark Order hands. Just make this figure amazing. So, that's number 10. Number 9. From AEW. Unmatched Series 4. Jade Cargill. Now, this figure is an amazing... Well, first of all, it's the only female figure on my list today, which is very rare that I would even support a female figure on my list. I'm going to be honest with you here. Amazing articulation. Looks amazing. And just feels good, looks like it. That's enough to make it onto the list for me. So, that's number 9. Number 8, from the SummerSlam Elite Wave, Randy Orton. So this was the Build-A-Figure Dominic wave. It looks exactly like young Randy. Came with the 2 RKO Pro, the pose hands as well. Like the peachy trunks. Everything's just great about this figure. Always wanted young Orton, now we got him. And also came with the world title, which he did beat Chris Benoit for that night. So, very nice there. Very happy to see a Randy Orton make the list. Now, at number 6, we have, from Elite 93, Cesaro. Now, I just love this figure in general. It's great to feel, great to pose. I think it's great about this figure. The only thing holding this figure back was these knee pads. If it had a hole here, it would have been maybe even in the top three. Maybe even in the top three. And this come from a guy that's not the biggest Cesaro fan, but I can see the appeal of him. He looks great. He feels great. That's why, for me, he is number 6. Now, for number 5, it's going to be a very shocking entry, I believe, because I think a lot of people put this guy at number, might be in the top 3 for most people, but for me, he's number 5 this year. It's his AEW Unmatched Series 4 CM Punk. The reason why this guy is not only number 5 on the list is for let's talk about the positives first of this figure. The jacket, amazing. The Larry, everything like that. Tights, yeah, pretty good. I do like the articulation. I think that was the smart move by Jazzwares to choose as his debut gear, rather than doing trunks straight away and the trunks being the chase. The only thing holding this figure back is that they didn't put the plastic in this jacket, which they have done with most other figures, and that is just to protect the Punk from staining, because as you can see here, and you might not be able to see here, it's got a bit of staining there, and a bit of staining on the other side, but that's not going to hold it back anymore. The head looks a lot better now in person, so I don't know if they maybe re-released it, made it a bit head, but for me it looks a lot better. So, that's number 5. That's number 6, sorry. Number 6. So hang on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yeah, number 6. Sorry about that. Right, number 5. From WWE Elite Series 94, Bret the Hitman Hart. I could have not gotten this. I would have been annoyed with myself if I didn't put this figure in this list. Because after the video that I made on it, I've had changed my mind on this figure. It's more great. It's amazing. Articulation. I love the head scan. Still love the head scan of Bret Hart. You wanted one with no hair in the eyes, you get it. And it looks amazing. Looks better than that Survivor Series. And this is coming from a guy who defended a guy who defended that Survivor Series figure. So, amazing figure. Just love it. Intercontinental title, just a bonus with that Bulldog in that set. So, number 5, Bret the Hitman Hart. Now, for number 4, I think people might know what this figure might be, but I'm not sure. I've gone from Elite 96, Brock Lesnar. I absolutely adore this figure. It looks amazing, it feels amazing, and it's just great. It's amazing. Great look, great deco, great part choice. The only thing holding this back was the accessories this figure came with, was the camera and half steel steps. Very odd for me. I would have preferred, hear me out here, and a screaming head. A nice screaming head for Brock, rather than what we got. And maybe even a flannel shirt and a cowboy hat, so we didn't have to have it again in 99. But that's only me. But I love this Brock Lesnar. It stands great. It's all great here with Brock Lesnar at number 4. Now, number 3, we've gone something that I do enjoy. Well, if you don't enjoy it, it's going to be on my list. But I've chosen from AEW Unrivaled Series 9, Eddie Kingston. Just look at him. He is an amazing looking figure. Articulation-wise, it is great. I chose him to keep the hands that I chose in my video on this figure, which you will see. You will see him out soon. I've just got a load of videos that I've released beforehand. Well, we've just finished Greatest Hits today as of filming. So it might be, yeah, it's AEW Unrivaled 9 Series next. So you'll see this figure sooner rather than later. But I do like the gear. Everything looks perfect on him. Like the chain, like the head, like the hands that he come with. It just looks and feels like Eddie Kingston. So that's Eddie Kingston for number 3. Now for number 2, I've chosen from WWE Top Picks. I count this towards my list, but I see why other people don't, but I count this towards mine. John Cena from Top Picks. Because, man, this figure is amazing. The chain, perfect. The hat, perfect. Shirt, perfect. Wristbands, perfect. Shorts, perfect. Body, the body, perfect. Everything's perfect. The only thing that I wish this figure came with, not a title, not anything like that, just the C Nation hands. The C Nation hands, the Rappeldoos hands, just... That would have made that figure number one. I'm going to be honest, if that had that, then that would have made this figure number one. But, John Cena, an amazing figure. No doubt in my mind. And I'm going to be honest, it was between... I was back and forth until filming. But, number one, I have got to give to AEW, Unrivaled, Series 9, Ricky Starks, because look at him, it looks exactly like Ricky Starks. Posing, articulation, feels great in hand, amazing gear choice. You can do the pose. I don't know how to stress how important that is to me. You can do the Ricky Starks pose. So, I'm just going to leave the visual of this figure here. I'm just going to check the heck there so you guys can see. But all these figures are amazing figures. You have your opinions. I'd like to see them in the comments below. But that's my top 10 wrestling figures for this year. What were yours? Leave them down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Do all of that. That'd be amazing. Thank you. So I hope to see you all in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.